This is the Sorry for Marketing podcast with me, your host, Al Ludwig. And today's episode is brought to you by our guest, LaTangela Fay, because being a radio legend, award-winning personality, and community hero just wasn't enough for her ego. Now she's invading this podcast. This is all written by LaTangela, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
LaTangela, the woman whose voice is so silky smooth, it's basically butter, but like the expensive grass-fed kind you buy at Whole Foods to impress people.
Now say it with a little more heart, like I told you.
Need someone to host your event? LaTangela will do it. Want a voiceover that makes your brand sound 10 times cooler than it actually is?
Get it done.
LaTangela's got you. Or maybe you just want to stand next to someone way more talented so you can feel bad about your life choices.
Wow.
LaTangela Fay is here for that too. Book her now before she gets too famous to return your emails. Honestly, I'm shocked she's even agreed to sponsor this podcast. But hey, I'll take it for the clout. Disclaimer, side effects of working with LaTangela include sudden feelings of inferiority, intense motivation, and a realization that you should probably be doing more.
You know what, Alex? I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. That is so funny.
So, LaTangela.
Yes, sir.
Let's settle this out up front, LaTangela. How many vowels are too many in a name before people just give up?
Well, you know, they didn't call me LaTangela until I got to 7th grade. It was Tangy. All of my little awards from dance class to honor roll, Tangy. I think they gave up on me a long time ago. And we just got fancy once we got to middle school.
And y'all started going with LaTangela.
Yeah.
It's so distinct. It's your name itself is marketing.
Well, thank you. I'm going to have to tell my mama thank you on that one.
Yeah, you have two things in your life that's just pure marketing, and that's your voice and your name.
I appreciate
that. So
that.
it works very well. But what exactly is your job?
What day?
I work with you often, and like I kind of know who you are and what you do, but like, what is your job?
Let's just start with Cumulus, right? So I've been there for 28 years. I am currently the assistant program director for our cluster, production director. So all of the commercials that you hear, I either have to produce them or assign them or make sure that they're accounted for. On-air personality.
You make you make the commercials?
Absolutely.
So some businesses and or agencies may send y'all some commercials.
Some
and stuff,
may.
but I imagine when you're dealing with the radio stations, you probably want to use the on-air talent to push your stuff. So are you putting your own spin on a lot of the ads that they're sending over the ad rate? Do a lot of them like request you read it exactly as is?
Some, and that may be the disclaimer. You know how finicky you get when it's time for us to get that disclaimer right, because some things just kind of need to be a certain way.
Yeah.
If they're doing a concert, you want to make sure that you have their headliners in a certain order. Some car dealerships may want you to say MSRP one type of way or which dealership that they're focused on. But most of the times they give us the flexibility, and I really like being creative because people spend a lot of money. And
who doesn't give you the flexibility?
Alex.
That is not true. First,
now you're calling me a lie in the middle of your podcast? You asked me a question.
I send you copy points, and I say, make it LaTangela.
You have to show me that in writing. Roll that beautiful Bing footage.
Oh, I haven't even sent you anything in a while because I know you just keep up with the brand so well that you just off the cuff are going to be way better than anything I can ever send you.
But no, you're about the easiest to work with, and that's because you're so clear with your direction up front. And I think that gives everybody else the flexibility to do what they want and still have the messaging clear. But if you don't have a strong foundation like you create here for us, it's impossible. So now you have the same story being told 20 different ways and everybody's still confused, and that's the beauty of marketing. With radio, if we were to give you a 60-second scripted read, a 60-second live, that's the endorsement, or a 30-second commercial, 15-second commercial, 5-second commercial, because I sell air, it should be able to tell you the who, what, when, where, why.
Yes.
Whether it's in 60, 30, 45, 15, however many, you should be able to walk away with your money's worth.
Yeah. Okay, and so you're doing program stuff, you're doing ad stuff for Cumulus. What else are you doing?
Working with this brilliant marketing team, having the time of my life, especially when it comes to branching out with our Gordon Gives Tan Cares initiative, community outreach. That's always big for me. The founder of TanTune, and with that, I have all of my young professionals.
Now, what is TanTune?
It's my baby. I absolutely love it here. With TanTune, it's an apprenticeship, where, you may sign up for 6 weeks, you may stick around for 6 years, but we teach you the foundation of making sure that your podcast, your show scripts, that you have your show clocks together, how to be responsible with that platforms, the product placements, and even being creative with your writing. So,
Hey, Brandon, are you picking up that you should really be consulting with LaTangela? Yeah, buddy.
You're stuck with me now, B. You should know this. And I'm really proud of it because it was intended to be a virtual program. But once I walked onto the campus of Southern University and just had those brilliant minds in the classroom, and they just inspired me so much. Some of them are graduating today, and it made my heart smile.
How long have you been doing TanTune?
TanTune has been going for at least 15 years, but on campuses, for about 6. Wow. And Southern, this is the 2nd.
That's awesome.
It's been a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So you do TanTune, and that gives you your baby
yeah.
to raise and build into what you want it to be. You're doing a lot of community involvement, engagement. How much of your time is like the Cumulus radio work?
I don't think I ever put a clock or a start and stop time on any of it. Okay. It kind of finds me on an as-needed basis.
I need you to do that next week.
I'm trying. You have to show me how.
I want to know if you're putting in more than 20 hours a week.
Absolutely. That's all you want? I give you 20 hours in a day.
All right. Well, I got next question. So you've been a radio legend for years, obviously.
Thank you.
So Spotify or Apple Music?
Oh, I'm on both. So I love them both, but Apple is my go-to.
Apple. Why is Apple?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What's your Apple?
I felt that little snarkiness. Don't do that.
Snarkiness?
You did.
I tried to switch over to Apple because I am in the Apple environment.
New to this too, aren't you?
I kind of do it.
Why not? What's holding you back?
Spotify just works for me.
Yeah, and I think it's just like one of those user-friendly things. What's ever convenient for you is what you lean to the most. And Apple has just been there for me. But I love them both. I appreciate them both. Now, please stream me on both.
You also do your show, the LaTangela Fay podcast, right?
Yes,
is that what,
the LaTangela Show podcast.
The LaTangela Show podcast.
You're big on branding. Help me out.
LaTangela Fay. It just flows so well. I love saying it. How long have you been doing the podcast?
The podcast has been about 6 years, and on Cumulus and Westwood's network for about 5 years. And it's Podcast of the Year 4 years in a row now with Louisiana Association of Broadcasters. Trying to make you proud out here in these people's streets, Alex.
Where are you currently doing your podcast?
The garage, at home, on location, at my studios, at the radio station, WAFB.
Why doesn't Brandon have you doing it here?
Brandon doesn't like me much. Did he tell you that? He locked me out when I tried to get in it. Wait, he can't hear me right now, can he?
Oh, he can. Yeah, he can.
Oh,
hear
hi,
me.
Brandon. Hi, Brandon. How are you? Oh, okay. I love it. I don't know, but I would love to. I would love to make this home.
Brandon,
what are we doing?
Brandon, I am throwing all of these alley-oops to you, and I'm just waiting for you to dunk one of them in.
I just,
Get LaTangela Fay on a schedule,
please,
for her podcast here, and then Brandon will be able to pump out the video and shorts and just send them to you every week.
So you mean to tell me Brandon's been holding out?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Just when you thought you knew a person.
And that way it can also streamline some of the stuff for you, right? You'll get the video aspect of it very easily in a controlled environment.
Yeah.
We'll run it through some of the systems that we use. It'll spit out a bunch of the shorts that you can use, and you can throw on your
you do that for
your
me?
Instagram and everything. Yeah, absolutely.
My guy. And you know what I would like to start us with?
Just tell Brandon when you want to do it.
Say less.
And bring your guest in here, all of it.
Thank you.
We'll have the LaTangela Show podcast. Well, I guess it won't be live.
We could do some
live from the garage studio in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
I think some live action wouldn't be a bad idea. And since we have our Gordon Gives 10 Cares initiative, I would really like to bring in some of those community stakeholders.
We want to do that
especially when we're learning more about their engagements within the community and how we are encouraging others to join us with that.
Brandon, I'm filling up your schedule.
Brandon, I hope you're ready.
I'm doing all the work for you, man. Just push it through.
Hold on a second, Brandon. I just want to be clear on this. You're not trying to push me off on Brandon because you're tired of me, are you?
No, I'm trying.
Okay, I was just asking.
I'm trying to figure out why Brandon hasn't forced you to come in here yet.
And I've been begging, Brandon, please. You heard that was a remix, please.
And Brandon, you know what's going to happen when you bring LaTangela in here to do her show, right? You're going to meet a lot of other fantastic people that she brings in here for it that may also need the resources and the help that we can provide for it. We're going to get more involved and interconnected within the community than ever before.
Please, Brandon.
And so get LaTangela in here, start doing the show. LaTangela's going to bring her people. And it's all going to be a good symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, I'm here for that. See, I love it when a plan comes together. You're good when you put on that thinking cap.
Yeah. I wasn't planning on hijacking your show into the garage studio, but then I realized, like, why?
What are we doing?
Hell aren't we doing?
What are we doing? You know.
So you've been doing your podcast for about 6 years.
Yes.
Right. You said 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Who would you say are the three biggest, most famous personalities you've had on there?
Oh, that is so tough. That is so tough. Okay.
I remember one recently that made me go, oh wow, LaTangela, Karamo.
Yes.
Karamo
oh wow, and he was so fun.
And I love Queer Eye on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's a great show, and they were in New Orleans for a couple seasons, so I really watched it, and he's just an absolute great personality on there.
You know who turned me on to him? My mom.
Yeah?
It's his talk show. He has this talk show that would come on every morning. Daytime television was just like a big thing for him. And he would get people in the seat. They would just be as transparent. And I was like, who would get up here and tell all the, how did you talk these people into? And I had a lot of questions that needed a lot of answers. You know, like, why would you hand somebody the phone and say, unlock it? I don't have anything to hide. And next thing you know, they're reading your rights. Like, wow, that's brilliant.
And what's funny about him, like now he's known as just such thoughtful, caring, kind person. And that's very much what he does on the shows, what he does with his own show now, right?
Yeah.
But I remember when Queer Eye came back on Netflix, and now they probably have had like 8, 9 seasons or something like that. Mm-hmm. When it first came back, I had never really watched the old one back in like the 2000s. And when it came back, I remember putting it on and watching. I'm like, I hate this show. They were just over the top, condescending, and it was a little ridiculous. And so I went back and I watched the old one to see if it was the same thing. And it was. The old one very much was like that. It was very 2000s, right? With everything. And back then it was Queer Eye for a Straight Guy. And it was all about making over straight men. And this became more about making over people's lives, right? And making things better for people. But I noticed a stark shift when you go into like season 3. It completely changes in tonality and personality in the show, and it becomes much more caring and helpful. And that's when it started getting really big again, because I think they were just trying to recreate it initially. Yeah. Based off of the old show from 15 years prior. And then when they realized like that doesn't work in today's world, it became this huge sensation again. And then it built these personalities like Karamo to who they are now. But anyway, when I saw he was on your show, and I was like, oh shit, LaTangela got Karamo. Who else does she get?
It's like, those are the stories that really makes me happy, because I didn't know of him from that show.
Yeah.
I knew of him from my mama, and we would watch him in the mornings. I was like, who is this guy? And then I kept watching. I was like, oh, I love that brooch. And my grandmother would be the first to tell you years ago, your outfit isn't complete without a brooch. So I still have her brooch collection. I can't believe I didn't wear my brooch today. I feel naked without it. And, so when we were talking, I said, I have to do this fangirl moment for my mama, because she has me hooked on you.
How excited
And he gave my
she?
mama a shout out. And the first thing he recognized was my brooch. I say, my grandmother would love you. And I really did enjoy him. And he was just so transparent about his own walk and journey, as of how, it was trauma that led him to a place to want to help people through their trauma. Yeah. And being able to get people in the seat to tell their story behind the story, because we always see a finished product. Yeah. Half of my stuff going to the grave with me, period, flat out. There shall be no tell-all book. Well, maybe. I'm not sure.
No, we'll make that happen.
Might do it in a coloring form or something. I don't know, like a little color book. I was like, whoa. But, just being able to have those conversations, that's the big part for me.
I would hold that over my mom forever.
This book got your name on it.
My mom would get mad at me for something. I'd be like, hey, Mom, remember that time I got Karamo to give you a shout-out? Remember that?
Right. Hey, Mom.
That wouldn't have happened.
You see what I'm saying?
Watch your mouth, Mom.
You know what I'm saying? Well, my mom, she's just the sweetest person.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm trying my best to be a better version of myself so I can be more like my mom.
If your mom's anything like you, or if you're anything like your mom, it's just, I would imagine it's just the sweetest, kindest person that wants to uplift of others. Would that be true for your mom?
For my mama. Yeah, I'm trying to be more like my mama. Because listen, if I ever call you collect, just come get me. I tried, So.
All right. So top 3 personalities you've had on the show.
Oh, that is so hard. Okay. One would be Bianca Belair from WWE. She's BEST,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the conversation with her because she started off as a track star, and she worked her way from the bottom to now she is the top tier. And as a black woman, she had extra obstacles that she had to jump through. But now that she's there, there's still a lot to go through. On the days that you don't feel like doing this, on the days you feel like your script is being rewritten, or, even just trying to balance dear life. And just knowing the softer side of Bianca Belair, that was a lot of fun for me.
So Bianca Belair, WWE superstar.
Yes.
Okay, who else?
Joy Mayengo. I'm hoping I'm saying her last name right. She is the inventor of the Wonder Mop. And she, listen, do you hear me? So we don't have to do this with the mop. I was like, sis, first and foremost, thank you. If we don't talk about anything else. And she was still finding ways to pay it forward. She had created a television show to where she was looking for different entrepreneurs that was going to do a pitch, almost like their version of a Shark Tank. And
I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yes. Because there's videos of her in the parking lot of Walmart and some other places.
Then she goes to Sears or Macy's, and you too can have your items placed here.
Yeah, she has a fantastic story. So I'm putting Karamo in there.
Yeah.
Anybody else? But you're
all of them are so good. It's just so hard.
So tell us a little bit about how you get these types of big personalities, big names on your show. Because I think a lot of people, they think of you local to Louisiana, to Baton Rouge, and then all of a sudden you get this big name on your show. It's impressive.
Yeah, and I've been blessed with that. Just being a platform that's receptive to hear people's stories. We may not always agree or see eye to eye, but I always wanted to be warm, welcome, and inviting for them. And they reach out to me.
Really?
I've had some authors. I've had some actors and writers.
So they might have some publicists that are doing their work, looking to see, okay, they're coming through Louisiana.
Yeah.
Who can we hook them up with?
Or not even through Louisiana, because most of them were done virtually. So really? I may not see them here. And then we'll say, you know what? And that's when it went from the phone calls for radio, because I'd always recorded the show and played it back, but podcast wasn't a thing. So I've always had the show and it would stream. But when podcasting became a thing, that's when we started using.
Are you filming the podcast right now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is it going to be better in here?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah,
absolutely.
I can't wait to get this in here now.
Yes.
I cannot wait to get it in here.
And it's going to be so much fun.
So they reach out to you and come. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we'll schedule it out. Sometimes it's early in the morning. It might be 7 o'clock in the morning, and they start their PR run. And I'll be the first one that they start with, or can you do it a little later today? I'm like, well, you know what? We'll figure it out. Yeah. So especially if they have a new series that's coming out. We have ESPN that's always on the line. OWN, Oprah Winfrey's network, she's always there. MTV, they do a lot. Premiere, it's just a lot of things that's kind of coming through the tailpipe. And they say, well, LaTangela has been doing these for us. What do you think about this one? Are you interested in this? And so when I see different things come across my desk, they're like, are you interested? I get to say yes or no to it. Like, yeah.
Well, then I'm sure they do their research. They find you on your socials. They find your radio show and all of that, and they get to know the personality. And you're like, oh yeah, absolutely. Let's definitely put her in the rotation. She's gonna be fantastic at this format. Appreciate in general. So if someone were, a lot of people are they're looking to grow their brand and interview different people, and I think even I'm doing it right, but I'm looking to keep pretty niche and low, and probably more in the marketing world.
But do you know how big that is?
How would you recommend people kind of pull those big names to get on their shows without having to pay for an appearance? Because there are some podcasts that do that, right? They get a name over and they pay for the appearance. And that's one way to do it. That's not a way I ever want to do it, because then I just feel like the conversation's
paid for. It's an endorsement, And I'm glad you brought up that point, right? So certain things I allow people to sponsor. I allow them to be a part of. But that podcast and TanTune are two things that I can't let everybody. All money isn't good money.
Yeah.
You know, so if something is a part of a vision that God grants you, you really have to be super protective of it. And those are the two things that I just, even if I have to do it out of pocket, if I got to figure it out, or, you know, and I'm grateful that I have a team here that assists me in saying you don't have to compromise who you are or the platforms that you want in order to be able to get it done.
Yeah.
You know, so that does well, but it's almost like a brandship. You have to show me what you've done with yours before I let you touch mine.
Yeah.
Right? So even as you're growing out your audience and you want those people to know who you are, they're going to see who you are. Before you tell them, they're going to be familiar with the work, with your efforts, with your consistency, and then even how you react to certain things.
Do you get caught up in looking at your metrics for your show?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
I want to see my top 10 states. I want to see my top 10 cities because I do a lot.
What was your top episode?
Oh,
who was it with?
You know what? It was really with a group of students that I did for from Southern University.
You were supposed to say like me or something.
But you were second, and it was a close, and it was a group of them.
I was on there once.
But listen, it was a group of them, right? And it was one of you, right? Yeah, it was a very good episode.
I get it.
And I learned a lot about you, and you were an inspiration more than you know. And I don't think you understand that, right? So when people start hearing your story, they are being inspired. So if it's something dealing with marketing, they need to see the Alexes of the world.
It's always interesting getting out there in front of people, you know, because there's always a level of self-consciousness, like where I realized over the years I'm good at what I do, and I'm passionate about what I do, and that's one reason why I've become good at it and respected in my field. But inevitably, I feel like I'm faking it all the time. And so,
do you?
Like the other month when I got invited to go speak at this this breakfast that happens once a month, and they invite a local speaker in the marketing world to come, and a guy reached out to me, and I went and spoke for over there. My first thought was just like, well, why do you want me, right? And then I realized, well, marketing director for Gordon McKernan. I get the luxury. I get
sorry,
the luxury.
not sorry.
Well, I get the luxury of riding the coattails of Gordon, which is a good thing, and I feel like I get to stay doing that because I've done a good job, right?
You've done a great job.
But it's interesting. Then when we get there, I don't like planning these big presentations.
Yeah.
And so I just had a couple little prompts and made it more of a Q&A thing. And that's where I really found I can provide some value. And it was really fun because the audience is just raising their hand and asking various questions about marketing and this and that. And you just get to be off the cuff and saying all the things you love. So
and that keeps you excited. No one wants you to send the spreadsheet and then just stand there and keep clicking. Like, nah, man, tell me the secret. Tell me your juice. Tell me your why. Because you're going to see it differently than other people in the room.
Yeah.
You know? And then it's not like you get to ride the coattails of Gordon. Gordon trusts you. He could hire anybody to do the job, but he trusts you.
And I listen to the LaTangela Show periodically just to hear you and the way you do the episodes, right? I try to pay attention to the dynamic you have, the questions you're asking, the pauses you give, and the flow that's there. Because I know you've been doing this consistently for so long. You've gotten really good at it.
Appreciate
and
that.
I always like learning, not just from other people that do it well, but people I know that do it well, because then I can have a conversation with you like this.
Yeah, I like that.
I do want to speak about this wonderful voice that you have and that everybody recognizes, to where you don't have to introduce yourself because they just hear the voice and they know that LaTangela Fay is around. But it made me think, when I was thinking LaTangela Fay, I started thinking about popular voices to narrate things.
Okay.
Right? And so I created a head-to-head. I just pulled some random names based off of, like, these are voices that most people are familiar with, whether it's a voice that's just distinctive or a voice that's great at narration. I did this. So I want to do a head-to-head voice to narrate your day. So this is who LaTangela would want to narrate her day.
Oh, wow.
Are you ready?
Oh, I don't know if I'm ready,
We're
but
going to
let's
go
go.
1-to-1. So first, Morgan Freeman.
Oh, man, absolutely.
Versus Jeff Bridges.
Oh, Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman versus J.K. Simmons.
Oh, man, Morgan Freeman. I have to.
I know. J.K. Simmons does have a fantastic voice acting.
Yes.
Morgan Freeman versus Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, man. It depends on what type of day it is. Because, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's got to be people where they are, catch their attention and get them going. That's a 10 for 10.
You got to pick one.
Golly. What type of day is it? Am I in traffic?
It's a day in the life.
Is it breakfast?
The day in the life of LaTangela Fay.
Oh, wow.
So think about this. This is the one that's happening every day.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
Good day, bad day, average day. Doesn't matter. It's every day.
Golly. Okay, you know what? I'm going to stick it out with Morgan. I'm going to stick it out with Morgan. I don't know who's going to beat him with this because he got a little bite in him too when he needs to. So
Morgan Freeman versus Oprah Winfrey.
Morgan.
Morgan Freeman versus Christopher Walken.
Okay. Let's go one. This is tough. Why would you do this to me? Morgan, I might be taking Morgan all the way to the finish line.
All right. Morgan Freeman versus Fran Drescher.
You think this look just falls into place? She would get annoying. Let's go with Morgan.
Morgan Freeman versus Eddie Murphy.
Ooh. Especially if I'm stuck in traffic, I'm rolling with my guy Eddie. Oh, Eddie, let's go.
You're going Eddie over Morgan Freeman?
Now,
See,
yes.
I feel like Eddie would fall into the Fran Drescher category where over time you'd be like, okay, that's enough.
No, and let me tell you why.
But I guess he could do all the different voices.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Yeah, I think he would fit into any scenario.
And just like whatever character he needs to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we got Eddie Murphy versus Patrick Stewart.
I'm going to stick it out with Eddie. Let's go with Eddie.
Eddie Murphy versus Sam Elliott.
Come on, Eddie. Let's see how far to the finish line we're going to get.
Eddie Murphy versus Casey Kasem.
Oh, you know what? Oh, man. Casey Kasem. Let's go.
Let's go. Throw the radio one in there. I knew you would love it. Casey Kasem versus James Earl Jones.
I got to give Casey this quick. I got to give him up that quick.
You're giving him up?
I got to give him up this quick. Yeah.
James Earl Jones?
Yeah.
I'm riding all the way home with James Earl Jones.
Yeah, I don't know who else you could put up next to him.
James Earl Jones versus Howard Stern.
Oh, wait, but I love Howard. It's something about his sarcasm that, okay, funny story. Without the strippers, I've always wanted my show to be a mixture of Lucille Ball and Howard Stern. A little Carol Burnett thrown in there somewhere.
Lucille Ball and Howard Stern. I want to
with a little Carol Burnett.
I want to see I want to see this show.
Yeah, and I think somewhere between here and there, it's gonna be hard. And so
James Earl Jones or Howard Stern.
Oh man, that's so tough. You're so wrong for this, Howard. Let's go.
Howard Stern versus LaTangela Fay.
Who? With what?
The best voice in the States.
I thought I was going to take him to the finish line. But I'm always going to bet on Tan.
Bet on Tan. Always bet on yourself. Love it. So,
that is fun. I love it.
So technically Howard Stern, besides yourself, Howard Stern was number 1.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones, which is number 2. Casey Kasem was number 3.
Yes.
Eddie Murphy was number 4.
Yeah.
And Morgan Freeman.
I know, man.
Way down in number 5.
I know, but I do love him. Those are some heavy hitters. They really are. I like my girlfriend too, but I mean, it's just, one turn too many. I got to turn her off.
Now, I do have a couple more questions for you.
Oh, wait, now, hold on. Now, this is tough for me because I'm used to being on the other side of this and asking the questions, and this is a lot. You're taking me fast here.
That's what it is.
B, I need some backup. B, help.
All right, if you could collaborate with any dream brand or creator, who would it be, and what's the wildest campaign you'd launch together? Or it could be the guest you'd bring onto your podcast. Whatever, a brand collaboration, guest to bring onto the podcast.
Okay, let me save the brand collaboration because that's in the works right now. Let's save that one. Let's say that one.
Now I feel like I got to get the inside scoop.
And you were a part of that, so don't even worry about it, sweetheart. We're here. Okay. So second, who would it be? I'm trying to see which net. It used to be the breakdown of which network I would want to do something with. And now that networks are so opinionated and biased, it's almost like you just want to do your own thing. And so when it comes down to the guest, I can never really narrow that down to that one special guest because each guest gets more special every story, So it's
Is there any guest that has fallen through that you just couldn't quite get for whatever reason that you'd really love to get a second try at?
Not that's still alive. I would have loved to have had an interview with Prince. That's the collaboration. I
would love to hear y'all sing together.
that, man, listen, I absolutely love him, right? And I think his level of genius was very misunderstood. And it came from a dark place that so happened to light and ignite different things for different people around the world. And, it's just, he's one that I would have loved to learn more about.
Okay, so Prince.
Yeah.
All right, now, opposite of this, what's one brand you'd never work with no matter how much they paid you?
Got a couple of those. It's just, yeah. I don't even want to give them a shout out.
We're naming names. We're naming names.
I was about to say, even worth me saying their name. It's just,
or you can tell me what it rhymes with.
I'll just say several that may not align with my moral values.
Okay.
If I feel as if it does not have a moral compass that's going to lead people in the right direction, like if they are just so far in one direction that it's just causing insanity, it's just like, man, come on. I don't want to be a part of a culture that creates zombies.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Yeah. And it's a tough place sometimes too, though, Alex.
I just wanted Brandon. I just wanted to see if she would actually say anybody. I knew she wasn't going to. I knew she didn't have the gusto to actually.
Well, no, they're just not worth me
names.
saying, because then that's us giving them space on your platform, and who wants to do that? They didn't pay me for the shout out. I don't want to just give it to them. You know what I mean? Like, that's an endorsement.
It's a good thought. It's good because sometimes any attention is good attention, especially if it's someone saying like, I don't like that person, because then they have their own fans that are then going to double down.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then follow up.
Brandon is the answer.
What's more exhausting? What's more exhausting? Pretending to care about every guest you interview, or pretending to care about every brand you have to mention on air?
Oh, but I do care about every guest. I do.
But not every brand you have to mention on air.
Now, every brand.
Because brands are entities.
They are.
Right?
They are, right? And then even for the brands, though, like if I don't like the brand, if something don't sit well with me for the brand, I'll sit it out.
All right, so
I'll pass
if
the
a
endorsement.
brand comes to, say, Cumulus, right, and they're paying Cumulus, hey, here's a boatload of money.
Yeah, they can run their commercials.
We got a big ad campaign we want to do.
Big
but
ad.
LaTangela's like, I don't like those people.
And I'm not going to do it.
I'm going to sit over here.
And I have done it before.
LaTangela has the authority to do that because LaTangela is so damn good at her job.
But you know what? It's just one of those things that I've always had to remind myself to be responsible with my platform. And that's pretty much how I landed here as well, right?
Well, we're giving you unlimited money.
Yeah.
Okay, we're giving you unlimited money to promote LaTangela Fay.
Yeah.
What's some crazy shit she's gonna do?
Oh, it's definitely that album, and it's coming soon, and it's in the works right now.
We're gonna create an album, which you're already doing.
Absolutely.
But it's gonna be just the huge, ridiculous launch.
That's the one.
When are we launching an album?
Summer.
Why did I not know about this?
You kind of did, but you just don't listen very well. Yeah, you kind of did, and you just don't listen very well.
You never told me.
I didn't give you the date.
You never told me.
I didn't give you the date.
Well, see, if there's no date, it's not real, right?
It is real.
Like,
it's very much real.
Carolyn wasn't pregnant until I knew there was a due date.
But no. She was pregnant before you knew there was a due date, because you did what you did.
But it became real. It became real. It became real.
Absolutely. And you know what? And then we're saying summer is not dropping this summer, but it's in the works.
How are we marketing this?
Alex, we just said we weren't talking about this right here. We just said that. So
this is what you were talking about earlier?
You are so cute but so slow. Have anyone ever told you that? Carolyn, darling, listen, you've done what you could with what you had.
This is exactly what happened to the last podcast I had for my gender reveal.
What?
And we were both asked a question, and then it stopped us before we went on, and I said, wait, you were supposed to answer it about me. And everybody in the room, there was 10, 12 of us, and they're like, she did, Alex.
You don't listen well.
I apologize.
Right.
I got these big-ass ears, but sometimes nothing goes in them.
He's so cute but so slow. But we love you in spite of. You know what I mean?
Well, we need to talk about this.
We do.
Off of the mics.
And I'll tell you this part, though, right? It has been in the works for quite some time, right? And it's to the point to where I've done all that I can do solo, but it's only something that I'm willing to do with those that I trust and that I know care for me as much as I care for them and the vision.
Okay.
So that's where we are. That's where we are.
I'm super excited about
So
this.
am I.
I am very excited.
So am I.
Anytime anyone I know is doing something just big, I want to do whatever I can to help out and give my skills however I can to help out. I had a friend recently, he was talking about running for mayor of a city in Louisiana.
Yeah.
But then he backed out like a little.
Beep.
When he brought the idea to me, I was like, dude, we're going to make you mayor. And he decided not to do it because there's a lot of particulars happening with it, and it might not have been the right year. And now that we figured out what happened, we're like, you would have won. We would have made you win. And so
do you think you just got scared?
I'm holding it against. I think with anything, you're juggling a lot, right? In life, and then if you decide on a whim, hey, I'm going to run for a political office, a lot comes with that, and you probably need to think a little bit more about it before you just pull the trigger on it. And I think that's what happened.
It's a sacrifice.
I think he'll do it at some point in the future because he's the perfect guy to lead in that way. Through public service. Yeah. And so I can't wait for the year that he eventually does, because I'm backing him and I'm giving him all my marketing knowledge and forces and connections, and we're going to try to make this happen.
If you're in this corner, I'm in this corner.
And the same thing is going to happen for this endeavor. Yeah. And I cannot wait.
I'm excited too. And it's to the point to where I'm excited to do it with people that I love, people that I trust, and people that can see a vision through. Mm-hmm. That's what that is. And often we pour so much into other people's visions. We pour so much into other people's goals that our time becomes consumed, Yeah. But when it's time, it's time.
I love it.
Yeah, we're here now.
What questions do you have for me?
How is it going with the podcast? Is there anything that I can do to help you with what you're doing?
This is really the first podcast. I've done a couple other ones, but they were more of like test setups. The one I did with Taylor, the one I did with Emily, they're still out there, right? Yeah. And then we did the gender reveal on Monday, and that was more of a Carolyn found out midday. We got the test results, and both of us were like, we ain't waiting to figure this out. Like, so
have you started going through names yet?
We're trying. Do you have a name?
Absolutely. And let me tell you, I know that Gordon has already placed his bid. I know that Joe has already placed his bid, but I am going to make you an offer that you cannot refuse.
I love it. Little baby boy Ludwig.
LaTangela. And let me tell you why. Follow me, we're going somewhere. You get a built-in babysitter with that. Listen, now, Gordon's not going to do this. Joe's not going to do this. LaTangela. Replace all my A's with O's. My nephew, he is going to be the flyest kid on the block, right? Flyest. Yeah, she needs to hear this.
We're FaceTiming my wife right now.
She needs to know this. Yeah.
Hey, babe.
Hey.
I'm on the podcast, and I'm here with LaTangela Fay.
Hey, my love.
And she has a name for you that she wants to recommend.
I'm making you an offer that you cannot refuse. With this name comes a built-in babysitter until the kid is 18. I know that Gordon has already said Gordon's a great name. Joe thinks that Joe is a solid name. But give it something that's unique, something that's coming with a built-in babysitter. LaTangela. Okay.
It does start with L, which I like.
Yeah.
It does have the L.
It does.
LaTangela Lee Ludwig.
There you go. It has a flow to it.
So you're on the podcast. I do have you speaking into the mic. Do you have anything you want to say?
I will take it into consideration.
Thank you very much, and congratulations. Be sure to tell my nephew I love him. I'll see you later, LaTangela.
Oh, she couldn't even hide her hatred.
She was like, "Wait, what? So why would I do that? I can't believe he called me with that." She's not answering your calls for the rest of the day.
And we LaTangela.
No, it has a ring to it. LaTangela.
I thought you were gonna go to something like your name, but I was like, what? LaTangela is also a caring, loving, warm person that probably has a legit recommendation.
That was legit, very much so. You know what I mean? And I feel some type of way that you thought is not legit.
I'm putting it on the consideration list.
That's a gentle way of putting me down. I understand.
To tell you the truth, she probably likes it better than some of the ones I've gotten up with.
What are some of the names you came up with?
I gotta keep some to myself. Okay. I gotta keep my favorites to myself because I still gotta get my wife
permission.
Yeah.
Kind of gotta get her to buy into it.
I have some all-star names, and she's just not biting yet.
Wait,
I think it's the
I heard some laughter in the back.
I think it's the pregnancy hormones or something.
Yeah.
Just realizing that things aren't as great as they really are.
Okay. Yeah. That could be it.
We
Could be not.
were so solid on girls. Like girl names, we were on the same page.
We were sold on LaTangela. I get it. I understand.
And then it ended up being a boy, and we're like, we
Yeah.
gotta figure out a boy name now.
Well, I mean, I'm fond of Alex. Alex has a good fit too. With the second.
Can I get you to do something for me?
Anything for you.
Something on the radio for me.
Absolutely.
If I gave you a prompt to start a thought during a live radio segment next week,
Okay.
would you do it for me?
For you, absolutely.
And it's nothing vulgar or crazy. It's just,
I didn't even ask what. I said for you, yes.
I want to. So the one I came up with, it just it randomly popped in my head because this has happened to me before. And so I want you to start a sentence with, I woke up to the sound of feral cats and then the rest is on you.
Wait a minute now. Hold on. Follow me. We're going somewhere, but where are we going? I woke up to the sound of feral cats.
I woke up to the sound of feral cats and then you bring it wherever you want live on the radio.
I got you. We'll do this Monday morning.
Monday morning?
Are you calling in?
No. You're just doing it as part of your show.
I know, but are you going to call in? Are you participating?
I can.
You should. You should.
But I just want to turn it on to max 94.1.
Of all things, feral cats.
And
you woke up to the sound of.
And then I expect to hear LaTangela. She's doing her do your radio voice.
Max 94.1, Baton Rouge's official #1 for hip hop and R&B. It's the voice inside your speaker box, LaTangela Fay. And the phone lines are open for you right now. 499-9410. This morning, I woke up to the sound of feral cats and I'm gonna let you fill in the blanks.
I love it. So you have to continue that story. You have to tell this story of what happened.
Okay.
And then send it to me. And we'll
put
it on the podcast.
Okay, I got you. Say less. Give me something hard to do.
And then I want to just start doing that weekly.
Okay.
I just want to start sending you like, hey, throw these words in. Hey, throw this sentence in there. And I just want to see you work it in.
Being brought to you by Ludwig.
All right. Well, this is the Sorry for Marketing podcast. So tell me, to end the podcast, what's one thing you're sorry for right now?
Not a whole lot. I'm sorry that we don't have more time together. I'm sorry that this is the end.
Yeah. I think Gordon's coming to the podcast and showing some things around.
Yeah. You might want to make some room for him. You might. Might want to do that. It might work.
Well, this has been the Sorry for Marketing podcast. And this beautiful lady to my side, beautiful voice, beautiful singer, beautiful personality, beautiful all around.
Thank you.
It's LaTangela Fay. And Brandon's going to get her set up in here.
Thank you, Brandon.
Goodbye.
I love you so much. Thank you. Yay. That was fun.